Hello and Shabbat Shalom. I hope you're looking forward to Shabbat. It is around the corner as we enter this double portion this week and continuing in the book of Leviticus and the book of Vayikra, the third book of the Torah, the double portion of Achrei Mot Kedoshim. Some Torah portions, as you know, will get coupled, and this is one of those that gets coupled up. So I will be just mentioning right now. I'll be talking about Kedoshim, not about Achrei Mot, but it is a double portion. Kedoshim, sometimes referred to as the holiness code, since there's so much in it that talks about ways that we should behave and or ways that we should not behave, giving us a structure of that code and how to be holy. Some of the language in this Torah portion is delightful and really connective. Some of it's a little more challenging. And it sits physically, as I mentioned, in the book of Leviticus, in the third book of the Torah, and some call it the center or the heart of the Torah because it is in the book of Leviticus, which is the third book of 5, so it's in the center automatically. And then some say that Kedoshim is the center portion of Leviticus. So it's almost as if it's the center of the center of the center that's connective for all of us. What's very beautiful about it is the beginning, which I'll just read to you the beginning lines. It says, "Vaydaber Adonai el Moshe le'emor," that God spoke to Moses, saying, "Daber el kol adat bnei Israel v'amarta alehem." Speak to the entirety of the Israelites. We have in these past weeks have had certain sections and pockets of dialogue that has been strictly for the priests and has not been a collective. But this one is a collective statement. God says to Moses, tell everybody what I'm about to say. Tell everyone, tell them, and this is the sentence, Kedoshim to you, ki kadosh ani Adonai Elohechem. You should be holy because I'm holy, is what God says. You, Israelites, should be holy because I, in the text, God is holy. And it's a beautiful concept, right? This idea of holiness. What does it mean to be holy? What imagery do we have? Can we draw holiness? I think that it really just comes from actions and statements and community and connectivity and study and loving and connecting with God. And I think that's where holiness comes from. What I want to point out to you grammatically, which I think is phenomenal, which we'll talk more about tomorrow at our service and Torah discussion, is it says, Kedoshim to you, ki kadosh ani. You should be holy, and it's really like you all should be holy. It's not just you. You all shall be holy because I'm holy. God's saying that I'm holy. But the grammar is different. In the word kadosh or kedoshim, root is still the same, which means holy, but for the phrase that describes us, it is a grammatical construct that is on the weaker side of the grammar in Hebrew. And when the God's holiness is mentioned, God's holiness, it's the complete version. It's more of the stronger part of the grammar. So even in the text, there's a separation for when God says you should be holy because I'm holy, the holiness isn't even the same, or even grammatically. That we have to ascend and attempt to be even remotely close to the holiness of God. So we'll talk more about this tonight and tomorrow. I hope that you'll have a wonderful Shabbat in which you are seeking this holiness, on which we are trying to define for ourselves, what does it mean to be holy? How can we collectively be holy? How can the community, how can me, my family, how can each of us individually be holy, but also collectively? I think that's what we can be looking at on the Shabbat. because once again, we don't compare to God's holiness, but we can try to be holy ourselves. I look forward to seeing you soon. Services are at 6:30 and this evening, and tomorrow at 8:30 for our service and discussion. Shabbat Shalom.